believe that we started recording right in the middle of 2020 with all of the COVID and lockdowns going on around us, unable to meet up. So like many a young gentleman, we turned to the internet for our entertainment. Tried to find a place where we could meet up and talk about the good, the bad, and that time that Stu saw a pelican on the canal. In order to facilitate our dreams of answering all of the big questions in film, and after a few attempts at recording via other methods to various levels of success, we found Zencastr, a super easy web-based one-stop shop for recording. Log in and you're ready to record in a matter of seconds. It doesn't take a tech genius to get high-quality audio or video. And on top of that, the one time we have had an issue, the fact that the multi-layered backups are stored locally means it's easily fixed all in browser. There are plenty of tools you need when you start podcasting, so let Zencastr take that headache away as it offers a place to record, edit and distribute all from one website. Any lazy bones Jones can pick up and play and have studio quality audio or 4K video put out for the world to see when using Zencastr. Go to zencastr.com/pricing and use our code CAGEFIGHTING and you'll get 30% off your first month of any Zencastr paid plan. We want you to have the same easy experiences we do for all our podcasting and content needs. It's time to share your story. And now, hit the music.
I feel the need for speed.
Hello and welcome to Cage Fight. It's your main man Andy Gillard here. It's a lot cooler this week, so I'm feeling a little bit more energised.
Yeah, you bastards. Curse me, take my summon away from me. Hello, everyone.
God bless the rain gods. Hi, it's Ash.
Despite not being made for any kind of weather, and I can get sunburnt under a light bulb, I love the sun and I miss it. It's Ed.
Evening, gents. Is this the second time we've had a fatal four-way where all four of us have been here? I think it is.
Yeah.
It's good to see. Ed, have you been keeping up on anything interesting? We talked about our May watches last week. Anything that we missed out on that's worthy of a shout-out?
No, I don't think so. I caught up with the Sheep film last Friday.
You did, yes. How did you find it?
It's the best thing that Hugh Jackman's ever been in. And I think if I'd have watched it again, it might have made my list for later on. It was a 9 out of 10 movie. I absolutely bloody loved it. It was well worth buying. That we bought some fancy tickets, and it was well worth sitting in the lounge seats and watching a cosy murder mystery that sheep were involved in.
Wonderful, wonderful. Ash, what did you see last week? It was Backrooms, wasn't it?
Yes.
Was your latest? What did you think?
It was good. As somebody who's seen the YouTube series, it was good. It was a lot of fan service. The third act was a little bit. It was a choice, but overall they did. He because it's the same director who did the actual YouTube series, so he's obviously been given a shit ton of money and gone go play, and he's played quite well.
Yeah, absolutely. I saw it last Friday. I really enjoyed it. I'm the opposite. I've seen nothing. Like, I knew it was based on a creepypasta, and that was literally like the extent of my knowledge. I enjoyed it. It's got a cast that I really liked, and I think that helped quite considerably because it's quite a basic story, but it did the job that I kind of wanted it to do. And like, there is one scene where my blood ran cold. Like, it proper got me. I felt the tingles. It was, great stuff. I really enjoyed it. Stu, was it Backrooms or Obsession this week for yourself? I can't remember.
Both of them.
You've had a busy week, sir.
Yeah. I'm going fucking triple threat tomorrow with Masters of the Universe, but yeah, for now, Backrooms, yeah. Same as you. I was calling it Back Passage and Back Door. And I couldn't think of its name, and it's a very different film. Maybe different than other 20-year-olds, obviously, but I had no idea. I saw the teaser, thought, this looks like a bit weird. Saw A24, thought, well, that's me. And then, so I went in blind. Ethan had seen, obviously, because he's 15 years old, had seen the whole series, the YouTube stuff. So he knew exactly what was going on. It was about 3/4 full as well on a Tuesday night, which was pretty amazing for what it is.
Turnout.
And they weren't like kids. They were like our kind of like late 30s, early 40s on the whole. But yeah, it was fun. Something a bit different. Something the whole building a 30,000 kilometre set and people actually getting lost in it, you can completely understand. But Yeah, it was fun, and it got me interested in actually going back and watching the shorts now. Because
Same.
It is one of them things where I thought, yeah, okay, it's not a unique idea, but it's well made for what it is, and you never think that he was actually 20 years old doing something like that. It was good.
And as for Obsession, I'm sure I read that it's the first film in like nearly 100 years or something to have 2 weeks in a row of increased box office. Like, the drop-off still hasn't happened. It's just powering on, which is just phenomenal work.
Go and watch Obsession, Ed. You'll like it. It'll be fun.
And I think I'd rather watch Back Passage.
Well, you might get that. Yeah.
I watched Mando and Grogu on Monday, was the other film I watched. It was okay. Like, it's the most okay thing I think I've seen in the Star Wars universe. I think generally I either really like Star Wars stuff or I really don't like Star Wars. And this was the most in the middle of the two of all of the films. It was just, yeah. I think my issue is it's not a film. I think if you cut it into 22 minutes, there's like 6 episodes of a season there. And it kind of felt a little bit disjointed to me. But it was absolutely fine. Absolutely fine.
Well, did you see what they were talking about on Disney Plus? It'll be released differently. Like, it will be like 4 parts, which you can clearly see what it is 4 parts glued together.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't need that, but I can see why they would do that. Because some people prefer watching a TV series over a film, so I can sort of see it. But yeah, it is absolutely sellotaped together to make it into a film.
I mean, it might just be an option like the black and white and noir thing of Spider Noir. Which can't talk about yet.
No. Waiting until the start of next month to give everyone a chance, including me, to actually watch the thing. So, yeah. Right, this week we're continuing with Happy Days and Sad Nights series for the month. So, last week we gave our top 5 happy tears. Ed, you weren't here. Have you got any happy tears that you'd like to share with us?
Happy tears. I think I've mentioned it before. I love Up, but I don't think I can ever watch it again. I've watched it once in the cinema and once at home and cried my eyes out both times. But for all the right reasons, I think that's one of the best animated films ever. So I think that one's up there. As for other happy tears, I don't think so. I find I can cry at most things. I can't watch DIY SOS anymore because I just start bawling at that. So there's not a lot I wouldn't cry at, Andy, and that's the problem. Yeah,
that's completely understandable. This week we're doing a little bit more on the happiness side of things before we get a little bit sadder over the next couple of weeks. This week is the top 5 comfort food films. There's no rules to this, literally comfort food. So it's something that you eat maybe on a bank holiday Sunday that is just, it might not be the most nutritious thing, but it's something that you can just stick on. You can enjoy yourself. You don't even necessarily need to watch it because you've seen it so many times. You know exactly what it is. I will leave it up to you to decide what rules you've used in order to get them onto your top 5, because I had a fucking nightmare trying to get this list down to 5. It was ridiculous. So we'll go round the table. I'll go first. Stu, Ash, Ed. If we'll announce the film, if you've got it on your list, speak up at that point, and then we'll wait until we get to you. I think that's the best way to roll with this. So my number 5, and if it's going to be on anybody's list, it may be on Stu's list. And I'm cheating off the bat here. It's Home Alone 1 and 2.
Honourable mention for me. It's in my honourable mentions column.
Yeah, Macaulay Culkin is very much a comfort food kind of actor for me. He was an actor who I, similar age to myself, who I grew up watching pretty much all of his films. Uncle Buck, Home Alone's were the big ones, obviously. Richie Rich, everything like that. That was, it was great stuff. And I feel like even at this point, Home Alone still stays with you because it's got more heart than pretty much any film that you will have seen in the last 35 years. It is just incredible. It has some wonderful one-liners. It has some lovely, soft moments that, as mentioned last week, it does bring a tear to the eye because it is quite a sweet film. Macaulay Culkin is just endlessly watchable as Kevin McAllister in this movie. Obviously, it is his film, but the fact that he's 10, 11 years, maybe not even that at this point, the fact that he's still quite literally a child in this movie, and he's on his own for vast swathes of this film, it's just an incredible feat from someone so young, and obviously ably supported by Joe Pesci and Daniels. Is it Stern or Steve? Stern. Just wonderful fun. And obviously, because it's got that Christmas element to it, the Christmas element is why it's not higher, but it's also why it's comforting, because it does give you that sort of family sensation. And Home Alone 2, I probably enjoy Home Alone 2 more than 1. I don't think it's a better film, but obviously, as you know, my obsession with that particular city, I think that plays a big role in it. And whenever I've been to New York, I do kind of get the feels of, oh, I remember in Home Alone 2 when this happened and that. So yeah, those two films for me are absolute pure comfort. There's no bank holiday in the winter, but I think it's a time that you definitely need a Sunday to just sit there and relax and watch those. Stu,
It's a bank holiday, isn't it?
I suppose. I can say, Stu, you're the Christmas man, so where do you sit on Home Alone?
Yeah, obviously. I didn't put any Christmas stuff in this list because it would have all been Christmas, wouldn't it? So that was my only rule for my selection of this. That anything, vaguely things that can be watched all year round was what I went with mine. So that's the only reason why Home Alone's not in there, because obviously I spent £260 on the Lego Home Alone house, didn't I? So that comes out for 2 months of the year, then goes back into special box in the loft. Love that film. It's wonderful. I know exactly why you picked it, but yeah, it's not on mine.
Ed, you said it was an honourable mention for you.
Yeah, Home Alone 2 was the honourable mention. Exactly the same as you. I'm yet to do New York, but it's the only thing on my bucket list to places to go, and it's only because of Home Alone 2. It's just a great movie, and you've even somehow got a third baddie in Home Alone 2 with Tim Curry. So you have that bonus as well. It's a marvellous piece of cinema, and probably the best child acting, I think, in both those two films. I can't think of a kid that acted better in a film.
Certainly not one that held the whole film together. No, maybe supporting actors, but not. Yeah,
we should do that one. Top 5 child films that's not Home Alone.
Good idea. Ash, Home Alone. I mean, you're a Christmas Grinch as well, aren't you? You're a bit like me when it comes to these things.
Yeah, a little bit. You can't help but. I'm not going to say love, because I don't love the Home Alone films. You can't help but enjoy them. I'm a Grinch, but I'm a Grinch unless it's what's the Arnold Schwarzenegger one?
Jingle All the Way.
Jingle All the Way.
Yeah. Oh, I love Jingle All the Way. That's top quality entertainment. That and the Snowman and the Snow Dog. They're my two.
Fair. Stu, what's your number 5?
All the way back from 1968. Yeah, see? The Love Bug.
I never even considered that.
I don't know what it is.
One of the best films ever. What do you mean you don't know what it is? Dean Jones?
No.
Herbie. The fact that he still does not know what I'm talking about.
No, I know who Herbie is. The car, right?
Beetle. Yeah, the Beetle, yeah.
Yeah, never watched it.
Yeah. It's on Disney Plus. Look, go and watch it. Not the fucking stupid one. Herbie Rides Again, or whatever it was. 2 hours of pure joy. The Love Bug. It's just one of them things. It's the 60s soundtrack as well. It was one of them, like, when you could first do like ringtones and stuff. It was the theme to the Love Bug was one of mine. There's probably about 10 people knew, mainly because I talked about it all the time. Obviously it's because it's cars and it's racing, but it's the fact that it's a car that's alive and it's not AI. Just wonderful family fun.
I don't think I've seen that since maybe the late 80s, early 90s. It feels like proper bank holiday television. Like I associate it with ITV on a bank holiday Monday.
Yeah, I mean, it was always used to be on. Like the Ernest P. Worrell films. They use the same kind of time. But obviously they're shit. But in a fun way.
Did they do a reboot of Herbie?
The Lindsay Lohan one, weren't it?
Yeah, I never saw that one. Yeah, I never saw it, but I vaguely recall it.
Herbie. Well, there was a bit. Herbie Rides Again, Monte Carlo. There was another one. There's quite a
Monte
few.
Carlo.
1997, yeah, the reboot with Bruce Campbell.
Oh wow!
John
And they
Hannah.
did. It was 2005 as well. I'm quite surprised at this. I did not realise that they were that recent. Interesting. Ash, what's your number 5?
If he dies, he dies. Rocky 4. Now it's anyone? No.
Oh
It's
yeah,
not. It's not
bollocks.
It's not the best film in the franchise at all. But I'm not here for the best film. I'm here for the most enjoyable one that I can just put on and switch off and listen and enjoy the songs. You can't help but enjoy just sitting there and listening to the multiple training montages. And on a nice lazy bank holiday Sunday or whatever, that's all you need. Bit of American Russian political drama, some steroids, and a man of ethnicity getting beaten to death.
Yeah, that's always fun.
America.
Oh yeah.
I'd also say this might be controversial, but "Hearts on Fire" is the best song in the Rocky series.
Yeah.
Like as good as Eye of the Tiger is, I think "Hearts on Fire" is a better track.
Yeah.
Although I've got to say, probably Rocky 3 is probably my favourite. Just the Mr. T and Thunder Lips of it all. Yeah. Bit of Cunt Hogan before he was Cunt Hogan, I suppose. Stu, you're a big fan of the Rockies, surely?
Yeah, well, three's my favourite as well.
Yeah, mine.
But yeah, you can pick any of them. I think that's the whole point of this. That if it was any of them, I'd put 3 on because you can know that off the top of my head. And I think we watched. Remember when we played Sweden in 2002 in the World Cup? Was that the one that was 6 o'clock in the morning?
Oh no, I don't remember that. I remember the Joe Cole from
Joe Cole one?
Joe Cole was 06.
06, that was
Yeah,
it.
Oh,
it might not have been. It might not have been. It was definitely 2002. I don't know. I can't remember. I thought it was Sweden. It might not have been.
Denmark.
But we kicked off at 6 in the morning. It was stupid, and we'd gone. That was when I put my head in the pond and killed all Dean's fish. That was a different story there.
Right, for those listening who had the sweepstakes of would be 17 minutes in.
It was his birthday. No, it was his birthday party, I think, for someone, and we'd been around the Britain, and it turned into a food fight. Why wouldn't it? 19.
It was 1-1, Stu, you were right.
Yeah. And so I got cake in my hair, and when I had long hair at the time as well, and we went back to his house from the Britain, which is only like down the road. Still having a few. We've been drinking like all day as well, so a few more beers. So I just had this cake, and we were outside. And I thought, let's wash it in the pond. Why wouldn't you? And then we found out the next day, otherwise fish had died. But it was the fact that I then had pond water hair, and we went to his cousin's house, who lived around the corner from the Pheasant. So we went down there we were supposed to be just having a little nap around the floor, and then going to the pub. But they put Rocky 3 on, so no one went to sleep. And so no one had a shower. I didn't have a shower at all, so I had this pond water hair straight to the Pheasant, and there was the infinite quote of this woman, "What's that smell?" And Goldie turned around and said, "It's his fucking hair." And I had to wash it 4 times, and in the end I shaved it off because it was so bad. But yeah, that was the perfect example of just putting Rocky 3 on.
It's such a good film that you didn't even wash your pond scum ridden hair. Incredible. Ed, what's your number 5?
So I have to follow that, do I? I have to follow that segue. I've got it's the last one in the trilogy. I refuse to believe anything happened after it, and it's Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. You've got Nazis, you've got Sean Connery, you've got River Phoenix, and it's a masterpiece of a silly action film with some history thrown in. It's one of my favourite films ever, and I think going on what we're talking about for this kind of comfort food, this is definitely Sunday ITV, ITV3, ITV Plus 1, and all those. It's on every other weekend, and I could probably watch it most weekends and not get bored of it. And just spend the rest of Sunday then trying to do my Sean Connery impression.
Yeah, like, I'm glad they left it at Last Crusade and didn't bother making any other sequels, because they'd have just spoiled it.
Yeah.
The thing I love, this is the thing I love most about it, but it always reminds me of Matt Guy, because we found out that Matt Guy is Matthew Guy Jr. So whenever I clock that, I just picture Sean Connery calling Indiana Jones Jr., and it always makes me laugh and think of Matt Guy. So that's why I love that film. Ash, you might be like a little bit too young to have got the initial indie phase. Did you miss out on it, or did you catch up later?
No, I was never into Indiana Jones, and then when what was that abomination called before?
Don't know. Didn't happen.
Crystal Skull.
That one, yeah. I was working in the cinema and we watched it, the staff showing, and I was that incensed of how bad that film was after all the people saying how good Indiana Jones was. I was telling people as them going in, it's aliens, don't bother.
It's the only film I've ever walked out of.
That's fair.
Mimic 2.
I don't even remember that one. Mimic 2. Who's in that one?
Natasha Henstridge, maybe?
Mimic 2. 2001. What the fuck is this? I literally, I have no idea who these people are. Alex Karamzay, and it's Alex spelled Alix.
No.
I know the one you're thinking. You're thinking of Species and Species 2, which is Natasha Henstridge.
No. Yeah, I know that is. No, it's another one of them from the same time. Blonde.
I mean, the poster looks exactly the fucking same as the Species posters, in fairness.
Is it? Oh, I'm thinking of the first one, Mira Sorvino. Is that who? Is that a person? Mira Sorvino? Hang on.
That is a person, yes.
I'm just glad we're not talking about the Crystal Skull, so just carry on telling me people that might be people.
They've made 3 of these. Yeah, Mira Sorvino's in the first one, with Norman Reedus and Alex Karamzay.
No.
Jeremy Northern, I recognise his face. Josh Brolin.
The first one's all right.
There's a few people.
F. Murray Abraham.
Lance Henriksen's in the third.
Good God. Mimic is a 1997 American sci-fi horror film directed by Guillermo del Toro in his English language film debut.
It's a good film. First one's a good film.
I know nothing of it. Interesting. Okay.
Gold went to watch it and walked out and didn't tell me, and then I went to watch it and then I walked out as well.
It's 82 minutes long. That must be really bad.
It's awful.
Wow. Okay. Outstanding. Right, back to me. My number 4. You remind me of the Babe. What Babe? The Babe with the power. The power of voodoo. Hoodoo, you do. You remind me of the Babe. It's Labyrinth. I fucking love Labyrinth. I mean, I was a big Bowie fan anyway. Or at least I've become one. I don't know if that's because of Labyrinth, or at least slightly coloured by my love of Labyrinth. But it's just this absolutely fucking gorgeous looking, handcrafted dream world. Obviously, I mean, we spoke about the Muppets before, and I love the Muppets. And this is more Jim Henson stuff. And it all looks fantastic. And you don't, for a second, believe that those creatures aren't real, because everybody who's acting with them gives them the fear and respect that the characters deserve, and it works so well. It's so wonderful. It's one of those films that I think is quite quotable as well, which I think adds to the comfort food element of this. And it's got some absolute banger tracks. And we've got a Danny John Jules performance as one of the characters, so bit of the cat, can't go wrong there. I love the Labyrinth.
Yeah, I haven't seen it for a while.
I've never seen it.
Horrendous.
Yeah.
Amazing, kicked you off.
I never got around to watching it. I even had it on video. I had it on VHS when I was a kid. Just never got around to watching it.
You know when we watched that shit Tom Cruise film, the Fairy one, from a few weeks ago?
Legend. Yeah.
Yeah, it's that, but good.
I've never heard a bad word said about it. I've just never got around to watching it.
It's better than Dark
Have you
Crystal.
seen Dark Crystal? I was going to say, have you seen Dark Crystal? Because that's the other thing it gets compared to.
No.
I watched that a few years ago, Dark Crystal. I remember enjoying it when I was young, and I watched it a few years ago. It was a bit of a slog. Like, it drags a bit, whereas Labyrinth is just a wonderful ride throughout, like 90 minutes of just wonderfulness. Love it.
Yeah, I'd never seen it. I don't know why. I'd never heard of Dark Crystal until it's not even a story. It's just my ex was obsessed with it. I was going to say she was 6'1", but that makes no difference to anything.
She identified with Ludo. That was it.
Yeah, and she did wear heels sometimes. It was very awkward. But yeah, I'd never heard of it. So what was that? 2005. I never heard of it before. So I'd gone all that time before watching it, and I was the same. I was very disappointed.
Stu, what's your 4, please?
I mean, that's why I kind of looked down, because when I said, is it seasonal? Because it kind of is, but it doesn't really matter. Sanka, you're dead. Because Cool Runnings is a masterpiece. Everyone in that film is just excellent. And obviously John Candy being John Candy, but it's not even really about him, it's about everyone else. It's just a genuinely funny film. A proper, feel-good... Again, a Sunday afternoon romp, which is an hour and a half, maybe. Put it on any time of year. Just a big old laugh. It's been gifted fuck now, and the memes all over the place, but it just shows how well loved it is, because it is. It's a work of art, still.
Much like my love of Macaulay Culkin, John Candy is also one of those actors. Yeah, like obviously Uncle Buck was both of them, and so like growing up, there were two actors who were just the same to me in many ways. So yeah, anything with John Candy, I'm there. I love that film. Ash, you like a sports film, so how does Cool Runnings rank?
Kiss my egg.
Oh, it's up there. You can't help but love it. Like, I don't think I've ever seen anybody say they don't like Cool Runnings, and I'd question their taste if they did say they didn't like it. Like, it's just superb. Like Stu said, it's a masterpiece. There's not a bad performance in it from anyone, and you can't help but get choked up at the end. And that's what you need in a sports film.
Definitely. What's your number 4, please, Ash?
This one I thought I was cheating a little bit because it's a little bit older. We're in 2009, but it's because I was a book nerd as a kid. So it's Fantastic Mr. Fox. I love Fantastic Mr. Fox. I loved it as a kid as a book. So when I saw it was coming out, I've watched it so many times, and the way that it's made and the voice acting in it, I can nearly recite it word for word now. The fight scene between Badger and Fox it tickles me every single time when they're just, are you cussing me? I'm cussing you. It gets me every time. Yeah, it's fantastic. Pun intended.
You know, I've seen it once, and I have absolutely no memory of the film, but I loved the book because, yeah, same as you. Like growing up, I used to read Rosa all the time. I remember like how fucking proud of myself that I was when I managed to read the Twits in one sitting, and it's 102 pages. It's nothing. But I remember as a kid being dead proud of myself, and the same for Fantastic Mr. Fox. It's definitely a film that I need to revisit.
It's well worth it. It's a really good film.
It's Wes Anderson, isn't it? Who, like, I generally like his films quite a lot. So yeah,
if you look on many of the rankings of Wes Anderson films, Fantastic Mr. Fox usually comes very high. It's generally considered one of his better ones.
I feel like I had a fall in Aldi and I've got no recollection of it because it's somewhere in there, but like there's just no connective tissue around it. Ed, you said your lad's a reader.
Yep.
Roald Dahl in his bibliography, or
yeah, he's devoured all of them like I did. All of my old books are now his. Fantastic Mr. Fox, George's Marvellous Medicine. They were my two favourites.
I love George's Marvellous Medicine.
I think they're up there for him, for his two favourites, yeah. And that film, he's not much of a film kid. He doesn't really like screens. He's weird. But Fantastic Mr. Fox was one of the few films he's actually sat through and watched and enjoyed more than once. It's really, really worth it. And the fight scene that Ash has just described is one of the best fight scenes in cinema history. I think it's so funny. It's so funny.
Excellent. Your number 4? Yeah, number 4, please, Ed.
It is one of the Cornetto trilogy. It's Hot Fuzz. I love that film. I love the British humour in it. I love the opening. You even get a montage where he's just too good. It's jumping over the fences. That joke carries on. It's just brilliant. The fight scene at the end when they're unloading shells into this Iceland supermarket or whatever it is. It's brilliant. And also, it reminds me when I first watched it, I'd watched Shaun of the Dead loads of times and I'd watched it at the cinema. But I hadn't put 2 and 2 together that it was part of a trilogy. So when the part of the church lands on the reporter's head and blood's spurting out everywhere, I'll go, oh, it's connected. And I had that wonderful moment when you realise that this is going to be crazy, silly, faux horror / mystery that's involved in it. And it's just, everyone in it is brilliant. Anyone who's anyone in British cinema seems to be in that particular version of the Cornetto trilogy. And going on my rules, that again can be put on at any time of the day, on any day, and I will at least have it on in the background and know where to pick it up from. Brilliant.
It was in honourable mention for me. The whole trilogy was.
Yeah.
The only reason it didn't make it into the 5 is because I gave myself a rule of it has to be all age accessible for me. That was my reasoning.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But yeah, because I think all 3 of them have got that because they're so linked, and obviously being a fan of Spaced as well, it feels like a warm cuddle slipping into this world of nonsense and murder and mystery and horror, and yeah, love it. Ash, you're a fan of the Cornetto trilogy as well, aren't you?
Yeah. Two of them are honourable mention, but one of them is in my list, so...
Okay, fine. We'll leave that there for the moment then. My number 3... This might be the only perfect film I think I've got on my list, but School of Rock, I mean, that was sort of the genesis of the idea of this particular episode of the podcast, because I was looking for songs to learn to play on my guitar. And as I was searching through YouTube, I typed in like guitar tutorials, and there's like a School of Rock that someone's named their thing. I was like, oh, School of Rock. And then I watched clips from School of Rock, and I was like, oh, I fucking adore this film. I think it is absolutely wonderful. I like Jack Black, and I know he gets a lot of stick, but I think that he's never been better than he was in this. Like that sort of boundless, chaotic, but very well-intentioned, well-meaning energy that he brings as Dewey Finn is what holds this film together. Like, obviously, if you think of the premise in the real world, he's going to be on a list at some point. But in this, there's none of that. It's just sweet and wholesome. And there's no cynicism to this film at all, which generally isn't like me. I like something with a bit of a cynical edge, but not this film. No, this film is absolutely perfect in what it does. It gives you the goods. It makes you feel a little bit worried that things are going to go sideways, and then it comes back in and just lets you know that everything's all right if you just stick on a good rock song. And I love it. Absolutely adore that film.
I mean, he's not being Jack Black either, which is kind of a good thing in this. Because he's actually, he doesn't, you could see him being played by someone else and it not being that much of a problem. He's actually being an actor rather than just bouncing around doing his little face. I haven't seen it for a long time. But we must have talked about it on here for something, because I think that's when I watched it again. It might be musical films or something like that. But yeah, I've probably only seen it 2 or 3 times ever. And yeah, it's lovely.
It would be number 6 in my list. It was between that and Indiana Jones. Because it's a great film, and it's very quotable. What's that big thing you're playing? It's a cello. Turn it around, cello. You've got a bass. It's just brilliant lines like that. It's just when you can quote them, and you haven't maybe watched it for about 6 or 7 years, it deserves to be on this list.
Yeah, absolutely. Stu, you're number 3.
The only animated film on my list. It might be on yours or on the other, so I'm not sure. Moana?
No, not for me, but I get it.
Yeah, just fun. Again, kind of the theme of all of them, where it's... Obviously, this is recorded before the live action remake that's been released. So we only got the first one to judge it on, which is what's been counted here, and not the second one, which was okay. But the first Moana film was, we whenever we bring it up, you say how good it looks even now, 10 years later. It's just stunning. It's amazing in 3D. It's amazing in 4K. It's amazing in HDR. You can watch it on your phone. Everywhere you want to watch it, it still looks stunning. And it's just a great old time. The songs are catchy. It doesn't overstay its welcome. It's not overplayed somehow, like Frozen was, which would have been the other one, because I untangled them. Much of a muchness between them two now. But Moana has been my favourite Disney Pixar film for a long, long time, and it still is. And whenever when I see it in the drawer, and I open the old physical media drawer to get something out, and it's looking and I thought, oh, shall I? Why not? And it's put on at least once a year. And for a non-Christmas film, that's pretty impressive, really.
At the same time, it does feel kind of Christmassy, though, to watch it.
Yeah.
I think because like the seed of it is all about happy families and stuff, and like saving their community. So like there's definitely, like, I've watched it on Christmas Day before, and it felt right to have watched it on Christmas Day. It's one of those films that no matter what point that I join it, if it's on, terrestrial TV, if it's halfway through, I'm watching it to the end. If there's 10 minutes left, I'm watching it to the end. It's a brilliant film, and it probably is the best looking Pixar film. I think it looks absolutely gorgeous.
Encanto probably is close, looks-wise.
I loved Encanto as well. And Ron's Gone Wrong, I thought was great. Absolutely brilliant. Ash, as a WWE fan, was that when Dewey should have just retired?
Yeah,
a former WWE fan, should I say, rather?
I was going to say. He peaked there, and it's just never... I don't think he's gone higher after that. I think that was the peak. That was the top of the mountain for him. And he's just never got better. And unfortunately now the ego's got that bad that he's asked to play in a live action, and it's...
The live action does look horrendous. I hope it's just, trailers and everything's been polished and it's going to look better when it comes out, but I don't have much hope for it, I've got to be honest. Plus, I just find the whole thing quite cynical, so I don't know. But we'll see. Is that next month? Is that July when that one's out?
I think so.
I kind of don't want to acknowledge its existence, but at the same time, I'm so curious about it.
Say, if there's something else out that day, that's probably going to be second choice. But I don't know. Yeah, same issue. I don't want to. I'm almost inclined to fucking pirate it because I don't want to give them any money for it, because I don't think it's acceptable to remake films that have already been done perfectly. No. Your number 3, please, Ash.
So, going on about Moana and an unneeded live-action remake, we go to my third one, and it's not the live-action remake, but it is a Disney animated one. It is a classic. It's The Lion King.
I fully expected you to say Dragon, mate. I thought you'd be head change.
I like it, but yeah, this is the OG. This is the OG cartoon. This is what I grew up on. And not even as much as the film, the live action, the different shows. There we go, Lion King 3D. I saw that in 3D in the cinema because they re-released that not long before the Abomination.
And it really works, though. It's one of the good ones.
Yeah, it's a classic. It's the best soundtrack, bar maybe Tarzan. It's so instantly quotable. We all thought we could talk African after Circle of Life, but yeah, it is the classic. It's number one on a lot of people's Disney lists, and for a reason.
Ed, you're nodding along. Number one, if you think of pre-Pixar 3D animation, so just the traditional cell animation, Lion King is how highly ranked is it?
I think as a film, it should be number one. It's not my favourite. My favourite's Robin Hood, but that's just because that's what I watched. I ruined the tape as a kid, so that was because it's what I had. But Hamlet is the best thing I've ever seen live, and Lion King is Hamlet with lions, and it makes it better. So it's just, it's a masterpiece.
Fair. Stu, did you watch Norseman a couple of years ago, the Robert Eggers film, which is obviously based on The Lion King? That's the same story. What did you think? Like, compared that to The Lion King, I thought The Lion King was better than that.
Yeah, of course it is. I didn't know what to expect with the Norseman. Obviously, I watched it because of him, because of all the other stuff that we watched of his already. Yeah, I thought it was okay. I thought it was a perfectly functional film. Obviously, being based on The Lion King, being based on Shakespeare. So, yeah, I think if you're in a sword and sandals mood, then you should go and watch that if you want something different, because it has got more substance to it than most of them have. It's not just battle scenes. But yeah, I enjoyed it more than enough. But I'd rather watch The Lion King over that, though.
Same. Better songs as well. Like Ash said, it has got very good songs. Whereas the Norseman songs weren't that interesting. Ed, what's your number 3, please?
Mine has a really good song, which I don't think is in it, but it's Men in Black, the original. It's Will Smith being brilliant. It's a great concept that felt new at the time, with aliens living among us, and Tommy Lee Jones is brilliant in it as well. It's just a great film. There's action, there's comedy. It's, I think, like one of the most perfect 90s films. And again, like what you said about Moana, I think I could watch that when he's chasing down the alien at the start, or at the end when he's shooting at the bug, and I will watch it till the end. It's just a brilliant film. And also, the guy who plays the bad guy, Edgar, is one of the most underrated performances, I think, in a bit part role that he has. He's just brilliant.
I'm a big fan of Vincent D'Onofrio. I think he's a phenomenal actor who doesn't get his flowers, or at least he didn't. I think since going into the MCU, people have sort of recognised him a bit more. Going back to Gomer Pyle in Full Metal Jacket, he's just a fucking great actor.
Yeah, the bit where he's trying to learn how to use his legs, it's brilliant comedy acting right at the start of the film. It's just brilliant. It's a great film.
He was on Hot Ones with
Charlie Cox.
Yeah.
Was it Charlie Cox? Oh yeah, it was a Versus one morning, yeah. And he was they were talking about the cockroach thing. And he said, like, was it CG? And no, they put cockroaches down my shirt. And we had to do multiple takes. And in the end, I had so many, I just had to shake one off, and it comes out on the plate, and that's a cockroach on the plate. And that's the take that we used. And you just look at his face, and he's terrified telling the story.
God, that sounds horrendous. I remember seeing Men in Black, and I did not like it. I don't know what it was. It was kind of the same as Mrs. Doubtfire. It was a film I didn't like when I saw it at the cinema, and then watched it years later. I was like, oh, I was completely wrong. This is actually just a really good, fun film. I think probably, was it 95, was it, Ed?
97.
97. So I saw it then, and didn't see it till probably about 2019. Because I remember texting Stu afterwards. I remember texting Stu and saying, I didn't realise that was Vincent D'Onofrio. And it was before we started this, but relatively recently for how old the film was. It just completely, did a 180. And much like I did with Mrs. Doubtfire years later, I was like, oh, no, I completely misjudged this. Yeah, it's a good film.
The second one's not great, but the third one's all right.
Yeah, the third one's actually not bad.
I don't think I've seen the third one. I've seen the second one. And I know they did one with Thor and, was it Georgina Campbell? No, maybe Naomi Aki, I think.
International.
I haven't seen that one. The third one's quite good. The premise is really good for the third one.
Yeah.
No, I never got around to that one.
Multiple Johnny Knoxvilles.
And the guy from the New Zealand guy from what's his face? It's Business Time. He's the baddie, isn't he? I can't remember his name. Flight to the Conchords.
Flight to the Conchords. You know, I'd never seen Flight to the Conchords until last weekend, and I watched the first 4 episodes, and I don't know how I didn't watch it at the time, because it is very much my kind of show.
Jermaine Clement.
Could be.
Yeah, he's the baddie, isn't he?
Flight of the Conchords.
I'm going to quickly Google it. Because Jermaine Clement, of the two, is probably the one who's gone on to have the more prominent career, I think. So it would be... Because he was obviously also... Tamatoa?
Yeah.
Jermaine Clement... Is he in here? Yeah, Men in Black 3, Jermaine Clement.
He's the baddie.
I didn't realise he was in that.
It's Josh Brolin's in it as well. It's good.
Yeah.
Josh Brolin's really
really-
good, isn't it?
I really like Jermaine Clement in What We Do in the Shadows as well.
Yeah.
I think that was almost in contention for this. 'Cause I think that film is fantastic. It's the best thing Taika Waititi's done by an absolute mile. I think it's brilliant. My number 2 is The Princess Bride. I think we've spoke about the quotability being a factor in what makes a comfort food film. And I think The Princess Bride is one of the most quotable films of all time. It's just got a wonderful performance. And in fairness, the whole premise of the film is comfort food. It's a man telling his grandson who was sick in bed, telling him this story of great heroics that are going on. It blends together so many aspects of things that just make you feel warm and fuzzy, like the romance, the swashbuckling adventures, the deadpan comedy. Like, everything in this film is just such an iconic movie. And again, as a wrestling fan, Andre the Giant being in there, that ticks a box for me. I think it's the one film that gives you zero anxiety when you watch it. Like, you know how it's going to go, and that doesn't detract from the film, the fact that it's quite predictable, because it's just so well made and it's so funny and heartwarming and just genuinely a lovely, lovely movie. It's like the cinematic version of a warm bowl of soup for me. I love it.
What soup, though?
Probably chicken. Because the problem is, I like a tomato soup, but the problem is that shit gets fucking everywhere. You don't even need to spill it down you, but there's just a mist of fucking orange air that surrounds it. If you get too close, it's all over you. So yeah, I'm going to go with a nice chicken soup.
You said tomato and basil man. That's what I used to be. You don't get me often then.
I like a bit of basil, but after a while, I get a little bit sick of it.
That's fancy from a guy from Wolverhampton Stew, that is.
Yeah, well, culture daily.
Yo, am I?
Stu, you're number 2, please.
Right, well, so I've just changed this around because when you said about all ages thing, and it doesn't kind of make sense, I'll put the one that I did have here is in honourable mentions, so I've put the other one in, which probably it's more fitting, really, and obviously it's the Goonies.
Hey, you guys.
The most perfect Sunday film ever made, possibly. Or again, I don't even think it's ITV2, it's ITV1. This is
Yeah.
pure ITV1 Sundays. And must have seen it 10, 15 times over the years. Just the fact that the whole data thing, and that me and my brother were making things out of tape and string and trying to do things like that. Just what you did as a kid watching that film. Have I grown up? No. But that's the whole point. Goonies never die.
One thing I'll say, that track is great, and the Newfound Glory cover of it is brilliant as well. I hadn't seen the Goonies since probably the late 80s, maybe early 90s. So, much like we discussed earlier, I know I'd seen it, but I had no recollection whatsoever of it. And they put it on at the cinema last year. And fuck me, what a great film that was to see on a big screen. Just brilliant. And obviously, every fucker in it's gone on to have a pretty solid career in Hollywood. Astin, Brolin, Feldman, Ki Hung Kwan, Oscar-winning Ki Hung Kwan. Incredible.
After retiring and coming back.
Yeah. Ash, where do you fit with these songs? Like, it was an 85 release, but I feel like it was everywhere throughout pretty much most of the 90s and noughties.
It's not I've never seen it. Never once seen it. I always remember it was always stick with me. I was in a queue at Comic-Con for Sean Astin, and there was a guy a bit older than me, and there was a kid, young, like a kid behind me, and we were talking about Sean Astin and who is he to us? And the kid he's Bob from Stranger Things, and I'm like, no, he's Samwise, and the older guy he's whatever his name is from Goonies. And it's just testament to how big Sean Astin has been for so long, that he can be somebody's childhood for 3 different generations of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Ed, you obviously jumped straight in with the quote and was nodding all along, so I'm guessing you're a fan as well.
Yeah, it's a great. I think you're right, Stu. It's the perfect Sunday afternoon film. It's, again, we've even got good baddies in it, you know. And there's a pirate ship at the end. It ticks all the boxes. You've got adventure. You've got Corey Feldman, for God's sake. Yeah, what more do you need?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Ash, what's your number 2, please?
I always watch this every New Year's Day, and it always makes you cry because the song will always make you cry. But it's Armageddon. It's Aerosmith. I can always sit there and just watch it near enough word for word now. The cast is just superb. The storyline is just bonkers. But how can you not enjoy a bunch of oil riggers going to space and fucking shit up?
I've not seen it.
You've never seen it?
I fucking love Ben Affleck.
What?
Yeah, I've never seen it.
I saw this film for the first time on a coach trip in year 9 on the way to Switzerland. And it was brilliant. We were all fascinated by it, watching it on an old, tiny TV.
Yeah, I went to watch both of them within a month of each other. I think it was that, when they came out, that and Deep Impact. Obviously, one's a lot better than the other one. Yeah, I can't believe that. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. That's almost as bad as me not watching Labyrinth, to be honest.
It is ridiculous because I'm a big fan of Ben Affleck. Like, I genuinely think he could do anything he wants to in acting. So I don't know what it is. The song was a little bit ubiquitous and it just wouldn't fuck off and got my tits after a while. So maybe that sort of shaded me against it. I don't know. But like, it's been many years since, so I don't really have an excuse. I've just never got right into it.
I don't think the song's in it till the end, is it?
Yeah, it's right at the end.
It's right at the end.
It's right at the end.
Yeah, it's a film with Bruce Willis, Billy Bob Thornton, Ben Affleck, Liv Tyler, Will Patton, Steve Buscemi, William Fichtner, Owen Wilson, Michael Clark Duncan, Peter Stormare, Keith David, Jason Isaacs. What more? What do you want?
Yeah, I had all that, and it was I felt my first boob on that trip, so that was just win-win for me.
Is that what her name was?
Brilliant. Ed, number 2, please.
You talked about perfect films earlier, Andy, and this is an all-age perfect film. It's Paddington 2. It is just... It could be number 1. My number 1 will be really obvious because I think I mention it every single time I'm on here. But you've got a who's who of British actors. You've got one of the best baddies, I think, in family TV, family films, in Hugh Grant's Phoenix Buchanan. You got Jim Broadbent doing a worrying German accent. Simon Farnaby's just brilliant as a weird security guard again. It's just brilliant. It's brilliant. You've got Paddington shaving off Tom Conti's hair and putting it back on with marmalade. You've got Brendan Gleeson saying marmalade in his brilliant accent. You've got ex-cons making cakes and singing and dancing in pink prison outfits. It's brilliant. It's so good. Even Hugh Bonneville doesn't piss me off, and he normally pisses me off in most things he's in. Just a great film.
I think all three of them are. I think you can quite easily start at 10 a.m, watch the first one, second one at midday, and then just power through all three of them in a day, and you wouldn't have a bad time.
No, they're brilliant, and a bit like what Stu said earlier about a film that's over and done with. They don't outstay their welcome either. So, and they're really good for all ages. Again, it's one of the few things that Jacob will watch over and over again. And like I said, he's anti-screen, so if it gets him sitting down and watching it, it's a good film. And it's just brilliant. There's slapstick, there's genuine humour, there's some mild peril, which you need in a U film. And it's just brilliant. And it doesn't feel like, a bit like the Sheep film, the CGI works in it as well, it's not overdone.
Yeah, absolutely. Like
Paddington feels real.
Almost believable, isn't it? Yeah, it's fantastic. I remember when Paddington was first announced, like probably about 2010 or whatever it was, and it was your man Colin Firth was supposed to be voicing him. And now when I think back, I can't imagine anyone but Ben Whishaw doing it. Yeah. I feel like Colin Firth's a little bit too knowing. And too
grown up.
Yeah, and I think Wishaw's got the the youthful exuberance, but also still sounds like an adult at the same time. Like he's got that. Yeah, he manages to blend it together really well. I couldn't picture now anyone but him doing that voice.
No, it's a perfect film. I don't see how anyone wouldn't enjoy it. You might not love it, but you'll definitely enjoy it.
Yeah. And obviously it was referenced in one of our Nicolas Cage films, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And last week as well.
And last week, yeah. It's the kind of film I think that is just always close to our heart, in fairness. Honourable mentions, because I've given myself the rule of, all ages. I would have wanted to have put Kevin Smith's View Ask Universe movies in there. So like the Clerks movies, Mallrats, all of those. I would have liked to have put them in. I just think obviously they're a little bit too... You're not going to, watch a film where someone calls a nun a fucking cunt rag with a child. So I can see why you wouldn't. But there is something about it that I find really comforting and really, really cozy, because it's just so recognisable, I think. And I really love those movies for what they are. I think they're fantastic. Austin Powers, The Spy Who Shagged Me. I don't know if it's because I love the film or just because it's fucking Heather Graham, for crying out loud. Like, there's a little bit of, I just want to stare at her for a couple of hours because she's the best. And the other one I had on my list, this one's not in because it's too new. Barbie. That's the only reason it's not in. If you ask me in 5 years' time, I think it would probably be on this list. I think it's just too new to... It needs that bit of breathing room. But the amount of times I've been sat here and I've got nothing to do and I'm like, I kind of just want to watch a bit of Ken. And So, but yeah, in 5 years, if we did this list again, it would probably be on there for me. Stu?
I mean, there's only one that would have qualified under age rules, and that was obviously Transformers. But I thought... There's too many of them, and they're all so perfect. I couldn't choose just one of them, so I left them out. But the one I swapped out, and I thought, well, you can't again, for the reasons that you said, you can't really be having kids saying, "Daddy, would you like some sausages?" Can you? And it would be very inappropriate. So, Freddie Got Fingered can stay there. As can Team America, RoboCop, and Commando, which is obviously what I would choose to put on. But yeah, I think Freddie Got Fingered is the film that everyone needs to watch at least once in their life.
It's an experience, isn't it? Christ, I haven't seen that for so long. Team America is a great shout, though, to be fair. And South Park, the movie, I think, would probably be in here if it was, R-rated stuff. Ash, any other mentions?
And say I've got two of the Cornetto trilogy. I'm not going to say which ones because it will spoil what my number one is, because fuck the rules. My rules are different. I've got Mean Machine in there. It might be shite, but I
the new one, the second one, the remake.
Yeah.
Vinnie Jones one.
Yeah.
The Vinnie Jones one, yeah.
Great.
It's an awful movie.
I bloody loved it.
I had good fun with that. I had How I Met Your Mother as a honourable mention because it's not film, but whenever I've got a spare, like, half an hour or something, I'll put an episode on because I can just sit there and just enjoy that. And then that'll turn into an hour to 2 hours, and then I'll have watched half a season. What else did I have on there? I had Fright Night as well. I quite enjoy both versions.
David Tennant, was that Fright Night?
Yeah, but I had both versions. I like both versions of it. The Fright Night with the remake, and then the original one with what's his name?
What's this?
Chris Sarandon.
I think if I remember correctly, there were like two from the 70s maybe, and there are two modern versions if I remember right. I'm sure like they've remade both of the original films. I've only seen one of the originals. I don't know which one because it's been so long. I don't think I've seen either of the remakes, but yeah.
I generally, the remake with David Tennant and Colin Farrell, that was quite enjoyable, to be fair.
Anton Yelchin.
I do think there's definitely a comfort food horror list to be made at some point. Because there are some horrors, like your sleepaway camp and stuff like that, that's just utter nonsense, but is great fun. I definitely think there is a top 5 campy horror fun movies to be discussed. Maybe not for Ed, by the look of his face on that one.
No, I felt like that was going to end up with, then you'll make me watch them. That's what I was worried about.
Some of them things you can watch. They're not that bad.
Like, some of them are so campy and they're quite old to the point that you may as well watch a cartoon. Like, they're not genuinely not horrendous.
It's not like watching It or like Jeepers Creepers or things like that. Which that's probably like shit now.
Probably, yeah.
No, it's awful.
Ed, any honourable mentions?
I think the only one that I've got written down that we haven't covered, because I had Team America, Home Alone 1 and 2, and School of Rock, is the best and the first proper rom-com, When Harry Met Sally. Great
Quite
film.
like it.
Great film. Anything with Billy Crystal in is going to be pretty good. And I think it was the first proper rom-com, as we would now call them. And I don't think we've bettered it since. And again, probably not necessarily all sections are suitable for all ages, so probably another reason why I didn't put it on there. But I also had, as an honourable mention, but only because I absolutely love the film, is Dogma. I absolutely love that film, but that doesn't fit any real comfort food. It's one that I can watch over and over again and watch the car park scene 5 times in a row and never get bored of it.
I love Dogma.
Yeah,
I mean,
Ben Affleck and Matt Damon discussing God's grace.
And the fact that God is Alanis Morissette.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
It's just perfect. Yeah, I do love that film.
You know what, since everyone's breaking the rules here, Astrobot?
Astrobot? That wasn't the one we watched for Nick Cage, was it?
No, as in the game Astrobot.
I was going to say, the game.
Sorry.
I mean, Ash talked about TV shows, because I could have then said Taskmaster, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. There's loads of things I put on in the background.
Well, that's something you just put. It doesn't matter what any level you want. Just put it on. Bit of a laugh. You can throw the Mario games.
Yeah, it's great.
Throw the Mario games in there as well.
Yeah, I've got to say, I think the PlayStation Insomnia Spider-Man games do that for me. You can just jump in and walk the city a little bit, and I just find it just a really enjoyable experience being in there. I think it's excellent.
Bloody Animal Crossing on the Switch. That was a game I bought for Jacob, and then I played it more. Brilliant.
Yeah,
I've never played it, but like I have watched people play it, and it seems to be something people love, and it's just not. Like, I'm not a massive cozy game kind of a person, but
I'm all over it.
Some people just love it, and yeah.
You had a Tamagotchi.
It's still in the packet, like it's a Snoopy one. It's not for playing with.
This is like Tamagotchi for everyone. It's that. I think coming out in lockdown when he did the last one.
That's when we got it.
I mean, I hadn't played one since the GameCube one, maybe. If there was one GameCube. It's pointless. Nothing happens. But you like transfixed by it. You go weeding around the thing.
Yep.
And you trade it for and you get your things and go to other people's islands. Complete waste of time. But it's so calming. I guess like digital fishing.
Yep.
I recently tried to play Stardew Valley.
Yeah.
I couldn't quite get into it. I don't know if I gave it a couple of hours, and I don't know if I needed more time or that was more than enough, and I just wasn't ever going to click with it.
Yeah, it's like Power Wash Simulator and all that kind of thing. It's just like podcast games.
I did enjoy that, though. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with a good aimless, like that, the one I told you about the other day, the card collectors one, and you just run your own card collection shop.
A book selling one, play that all the time, it's brilliant.
Have you not played the supermarket one?
No.
Me and 3 other mates on the Xbox, we play the supermarket one. We've made our own little supermarket, and we all have our little roles. We've got a cashier. One of them's a cashier. One of them's security. One of us is a stock boy. And
do you get to?
And basically,
do you get to say check it out?
And one of the lads literally called in sick from work so he could come and play. And then when they asked him, he's like, "Yeah, I couldn't come to work in the shop. I have to go to my other job."
Ed, have you ever seen the Supermarket Sweep song that they made?
No.
They released a song with Dale Winton.
I bloody love Supermarket Sweep.
Will you dance with me?
I used to get well into that and get really pissed off at the end when they didn't just grab the really expensive stuff. Stop pissing around with a cup of soups and go and get the chicken. Never understood that.
There's a game coming out.
Will you dance with me? I was right.
Jesus.
I'll put it in the thing for later.
Yes, please.
There's a game coming out that I immediately thought of you, Ed, and it's set in a library, and I don't know if there's been an earthquake, but all the books are over the floor, and the aim of the game is to put the books back onto the shelves and order them.
Cool.
And apparently, like, all the reviews have been, this is fucking amazing.
Yep. I was a librarian for 6 months when I was 17 at West Brom Library.
Dream job.
Yep. I used to do it for 5 hours. I used to just put books back, read, and then go to the Wolves game from West Brom. So I used to always have my Wolves shirt on underneath my jumper that I always used to wear. Covered someone's maternity leave for 6 months when I was 17. Got paid £8 an hour when you're 17. It was amazing.
Excellent. Right then, my number one is The Little Shop of Horrors. I adore it. I've watched it. I mean, we're in June now. I've watched it 5 times already this year. I watched it 3 times in a week. I love that film. It's like, it's far and away. If you ever do our top 5 favourite films, that's in there. I think it is just wonderful. It gives me pretty much everything that I want in a movie. That's why I find it so comforting. You've got a sweet little love story. You've got a demented dentist who is trying to kill everybody, but is a bit of a wrong 'un. All the songs are just so catchy. Obviously, you've got the 3 narrators, I suppose is the word, because they sort of dip in and out, but they're also basically a Motown band, and they just come on with some absolute toe-tapping songs. You've got the big show-stopping numbers. You've got the silly little numbers like Somewhere That's Green that's been parodied to death and done everywhere. It's just everything I want in a film. It is so endlessly quotable throughout. I think it feels like it was one of the first times I remember hearing the word shit in a film that was, for a younger audience.
No shit, Sherlock. First time I ever heard that phrase. I think that's in Little Shop of Horrors, isn't it?
Yeah. It's just... It's the perfect film for me. If I've got... I mean, like I said, I've watched it so many times already this year alone. It's just my go-to. I've got nothing to do. I don't know what I want to watch. I'm just going to sing along for 100 minutes. And that's me done. Like, I'm more than happy with that every single day. I've never been bored. The amount of times I have listened to the soundtrack, like when Spotify Wrapped comes round at the end of the year, that's always quite high. Like, and it's all of the tracks. The whole album is just listenable. I adore it, and like I miss Rick Moranis because I feel like we could have had so many great films with him. I truly respect his decision, but like I feel like I've been shortchanged because a world without Rick Moranis just isn't quite the same. And I'm glad that he's obviously coming back for Spaceballs 2, which I think is out later this year. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. I never expected that at all. I haven't seen it for years. I can't really comment on it. It's been so long.
It's another one of those quotable. Great. 86 or 85, Andy, I can't remember.
I think it's 86 because I think we've just had... because I saw the anniversary film because it was at Cineworld. The Wolverhampton Cineworld had like 2 seats left in the whole of the auditorium, so I had to go over to Telford in order to get in there because there was no decent seats left. It was literally front row, and I was like, I'll just drive over to Telford to watch it then. But yeah, I was kind of surprised that because then Telford, by the time I'd got there, that was busy, but I'd got a good seat for it. I hadn't realised, like I thought it was just me. I thought I was the only one who loved this film. No. But actually, no, it's got, and it's silly really because, like I said, like I've seen it on stage a few times, and it's always sold out. It's been running off Broadway for 2018, I think, was the first year, and it's just been extended. So it's obviously got a lot of love to it. But for some reason, I've never met anybody else who loves it. So I was a little bit surprised at how popular it was.
Yeah, it's like the Top Gun effect. But yeah, I've known people who are like that with it. I mean, I had it on VHS years and years ago.
It's like the Rocky Horror Show cult following, but that one's a good film. The Rocky Horror Show shit.
I quite like Rocky Horror, to be fair.
It's wank. People just pretend it's good. I hate it.
Tim Curry's brilliant in it.
Yeah, he is good in it, but still.
And Meatloaf, to be fair, and I'm not really a Meatloaf fan, but I do like Meatloaf in that. Yeah, I do like Rocky Horror. Stu, what's your number one?
I mean, you've kind of reminded me then. I mean, I didn't include it or mention it because it's too modern. Well, obviously, K-pop Demon Hunters is going to be in here in a few years' time because of how perfect it is. But no, the obvious answer with all of it. Da, 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 da. Avengers Assemble, of course. Perfect. Even you like that one.
It's all right, yeah. It's fine.
No. For Andy on Marvel, that is basically 9 on IMDb. That is.
He loves it. It's not just because it was the first one, The Gathering. It's actually it's just fun in its own right, and it doesn't matter any of the other stuff. You don't need backstory for it.
Yeah.
Like when it was further on afterwards, you just put it on. It's a superhero film, a fun one. The explosions and people being thrown around.
And the jokes hadn't become knowing and wink, wink, nudge, nudge by that point either, was it? It was really good.
You might have mocked me. See, I've kept it quiet. You might have mocked me when I wasn't here, but now I'm back.
Is it the best Marvel film? Like, I don't feel like that's a particularly high bar coming from me. It might be the best Marvel film. Like all
you can throw Guardians in there as well if you want.
Guardians and Black Panther.
I prefer Guardians. Like, I feel like that's my favourite, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's the best. Like, it's definitely top 5. Like, it's within the top 10% of the 49 films. How many has there been, Stu?
Far too many.
Yeah.
Not been 49.
It doesn't feel like we're far off it, to be fair, though.
Last time I counted it was about 34. There's been more since then. I don't actually know. Off the top of my head, I don't know. I just know I've seen them all.
Definitely too many either way.
Have you seen them all losing their head this week? Because they thought that there was going to be a trailer for Doomsday coming out because there's something going on in London. And then there was a big tease that something was going to happen on Tuesday or Wednesday. And then all it was is they've opened up a promotional coffee shop.
37.
Amazing.
It was 37, so yeah.
Jesus. That's just too many. Just these, yeah. Ash, what's your number one?
As I've hinted throughout the thing, it's a Cornetto trilogy film. And I say I'm cheating because it's not a kid friendly, and I don't really care. It's my personal favourite. It's probably not the best one, but it's 4 a.m. It's Saturday. No, it's not. It's fucking Sunday, and I've got to go to fucking work in 4 fucking hours because every other fucker in my fucking department is fucking ill. Now can you see why I'm so fucking angry? Fuck yeah! It's Shaun of the Dead. It's just perfect. And so to say, you said before about horror films. And I'm just sitting there with that one in my back pocket. I'm like, yeah, it's comfort. It's a comfort film for me. And as far as horror films go, I think even Ed probably could enjoy Shaun of the Dead.
Oh, I love Shaun of the Dead. Watch it at the cinema, brilliant.
Yeah, it's damn near a perfect zombie rom-com. There's nothing bad about that film. I don't think. No. For me, it's a perfect movie.
It's one of the few times where I couldn't get my breath from laughing when they talked about dogs not being able to look up. When I first heard that joke in the cinema, I was at uni when that came out. Me and my best mate were just in tears, crying, and we missed the next 10 minutes crying about the fact dogs can't look up.
One of my favourite jokes is at the beginning when she's trying to talk to Sean and say, like, you know, why do you always come here? Why was hanging around with Ed? And then Ed turns around and he's just like, can I get any of you cunts a drink? It's just like, the first time we meet him, I'm like, oh, I love this film. I think it is the best of the Cornetto trilogy. I think it's the strongest one of all of them. I think it's, like, I like Hot Fuzz, but there is a bit of a lull in Hot Fuzz comparatively, whereas I think the energy is there throughout Shaun of the Dead. I think that gets added into the perfect film conversation. Definitely.
Did I ever tell you about the time when World's End was coming out, and my cinema did a triple showing of the Cornetto trilogy, ending with World's End at midnight? Okay,
That's
this is
amazing.
fun. Yeah. Fun story time. And also that they only served one flavour of the Cornettos. We said to them beforehand, you need to be putting all three flavours on. And they said, oh, we've only got the red version.
Got red on.
So we went out, got blue and green, and said to some of the lads who were on that night, put them in the freezer, and when each film finishes, come in for us. And we were getting offered 20 quid pop for our ice creams, and we told them to fuck off. But anyway, before Shaun the Dead happened, before each film, they had a Q&A with the three of them, Frost, Pegg, and Edgar Wright, and it was only about 5-10 minutes long. And where we were sat across the way, we had stairs in the middle, and we were on the aisle, and there was a couple on the other side of us, and the boyfriend missed the first bit for Shaun the Dead, where he tells them there's 45 uses of the word fuck, I think. And so they said, Scout's honour, Nick, Frost and Edgar, they all said, whenever they say the word fuck, we want you to cheer. And so the boyfriend missed this. So every single time the word fuck came up, everyone starts cheering, and you can see his rage growing and growing and growing. And of course, because I'm sat on the thing, and that's red rag to a bull at that point. You're feeding a troll at this point, and it got to that exact point where that many times he says the word fuck, I literally jumped out of my seat, ran across the aisle, and cheered in his face. He walked out. He got up, got his girlfriend, walked out of the cinema, and kicked off to the point where the managers came in after the film and said, "We don't know who it was, but it was you, wasn't it?" And we were like, "Yeah, yeah," but they told us to, and they were like, "No, we didn't." And then we literally asked other people, and they said, "Didn't they say for when they said the word fuck, you're supposed to cheer?" And they went, "Yeah." And they said, "Just don't be a dick."
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Ed, take us home on this one then. What's your number one?
It's the best film that's ever been made. It's Back to the Future. It touches every single box. If you think of what you like in a film, it's in Back to the Future. We've got sci-fi, we've got car chases, we've got Libyan terrorists, you've got time, you've got a bad baddie, you've got peril, you've got a great guitar solo. It's just the best film ever. It ticks all the nostalgia boxes. It's my favourite film that's ever been made, and it's got Michael J. Fox in it. What more do you want?
If I could have put money on one person to give an answer for 100%, it would have been you in that film.
Yeah, it's just the best film. It's been my favourite film since I can really remember. I remember watching it when I was probably too young to watch it and not fully understand it, and cry when I thought Doc was dead. And then I think I've watched it every year since then. I don't think there's been a year that's gone that I haven't at least watched it once, if not more than once.
Have you got the Lego yet?
No, because that's the slippery slope I don't want to get involved in.
£17 on Amazon.
I know that, but that's just the start then, isn't it? Then I'll have some kind of shrine to it like Stu's got. So I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, I can see Stu's World Cup in the corner of the screen now. It's fucking huge.
I mean, it's I can get it.
All you needed was a custard and a melon. I told you that on the group chat.
That is bonkers.
It's obviously a great audio feature. And then the shiny bits as well.
Imagine the World Cup, but it's Lego. There you go. For our friends in India.
The third bigger than the actual thing.
Brilliant. Right, quick break, and then we're going to talk about Dead Grandma. Welcome back. It's the short film review. We will be talking about 2026's Dead Grandma. I don't know if we'll need a minute each to talk about this one, but We'll go around the table. I'll put a minute on the timer. Let's go in reverse order. Where's my time? There it is. Ed, would you like to go first? Tell me when to hit the go button.
Whenever you're ready.
Go.
It's less than a minute long, but you are hooked from the first second to the last second. You've got a dead grandma on the ground. It pans out, and just as someone's leaving a voicemail, you realise that they're awful parents that have left their child with a dead grandma. It's great cinema. Genuinely, you get a plot in less than a minute. It's a fantastic little film.
Excellent. That was all of 20 seconds. That's all it needed. Right. Ash, you can go next.
Yep.
Say when.
Go. I'm clearly a sick fuck because as soon as that started, I laughed, and then I kept laughing, and then the the thingy played, and then you saw the kid, and I laughed harder because I just thought, oh, that kid's fucked. And then when they said, "Oh, we'll see you in a couple of weeks," I laughed even worse because it's all over. Yeah, for what it was, it's superb. Like the mind goes all horrendous ways. It's all gone horribly wrong, and I enjoyed it. Fair fucks.
Excellent. Stu, say when.
Wendell Pierce. This is, you know what? I've probably got more out of this than anyone. So this is an actual thing that at one point crossed my mind in real life, that what would actually happen if when the kids were at the mother-in-law's that she died, especially at that age. And when it pans up, and I thought, them corners ain't covered, you know. You could hit his head on them. And and I thought, yeah, this is like a legitimate fear of people. And I thought, surely not. And then you look at the comments in the video, and loads of people have had this kind of thing. It's not even an irrational fear; it's an actual thing. So much so that my sister-in-law said last year when my mother was ill that will she be okay enough to look after him and worry if anything happens. It's like, yeah, because this can happen. And then you can leave a voice note on the phone, and the woman's just dead on the floor. So you get that from 1 minute, and it's perfect. Terrifying.
Brilliant. Thank you. Right. Okay. So they say that brevity is the soul of wit, but actually I think that brevity here is the soul of horror. Like, it tells you a whole story. There's a beginning, a middle, and end in less than 80 seconds. It tells you the whole story there. It does leave you with an ambiguous ending, but you don't need to know the ending because you know there will be a horrendous ending out there somewhere. It does a fantastic job of just giving you a visceral gut punch after visceral gut punch. It is a masterclass in storytelling that is done in a minute. It reminded me of the Ernest Hemingway short story that is told in 6 words. For sale, baby shoes, never worn. Gives you everything you need to know and tells you the story all in one go. Phenomenal work. Right, after the break, the cruise continues as we interview with a vampire. Welcome back to the final part of the podcast. It is 1994's interview with a vampire. What do you say about this film? It was released on the 11th of November, 1994. Stu, had you seen this before?
Yeah. Weird, though, as well, that it's called both With a Vampire and called With the Vampire as well, depending on where you look for things, which I was very, very confused about. And couldn't even get an answer to why. Like, okay, maybe it was changed later on. No one really knows. Yeah, I saw it last year for when the that Corridor Crew special effects thing came up. And I thought, oh yeah, I remember this. Because I'd seen it in the 90s when there's like a proper like vampire kick while there for a while, and I didn't care about vampires. And then you had Blade, you get the taste, literally. And then there's things like certain George Clooney films that may or may not have vampires in them. And then you go back at Dracula Dead and loving it and all that kind of stuff. And this was another vampire film of the 90s. And I thought, okay, I'll watch this. I didn't remember it being as gay as this, though. And
it's
this is one of the most homosexual films I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And this is gayer than Brokeback Mountain.
Yes, it is. That's exactly the line I wrote down. This is gayer than Brokeback Mountain.
Unbelievable. I'm not saying that's a good or bad thing, but I enjoyed this film. But I knew what I was getting into. Like I knew how camp and ridiculous it was. Yet having some incredible performances from both of them. And again, like in a few weeks, like a month ago when I wasn't here, you lot slagging off Brad Pitt, but he's actually really good in this.
Is he?
No,
Yes, he is. Because he's smouldering, and that's all he needs to be.
No.
Oh, he's fucking beautiful in this. I'll give him that. But
Get fucked,
I
Stu. With everything,
really bad.
everything you just said, Stu, get fucked. And I don't say that with any respect. This is... I said in the group... I said in the group chat, I'm going to go and headbutt a wall so I can feel something after watching this. I hated this film. This made me miss the cowboy film we watched a month or so
Young
ago.
Guns.
This was utter tosh. And the fact that it's got almost 8 on IMDb just means that people pretend to like it. It is shit. I hated this film with a passion. I couldn't stand... Nothing happens in it. The only thing that's good in it is Kirsten Dunst. Everything else is shit. The storyline's shit. The use of the reporter is shit. It should have been River Phoenix. He probably would have been better. Brad Pitt is shit. Tom Cruise isn't that great. It's just all shit. I hated this film.
It would have been River Phoenix, but he was dead.
I know. And Christian Slater did all right in it. But, oh, God, everything you've just said I couldn't agree with at all. I hated this film. It was so boring and so up its own arse. It was just...
Did you get to the very end where it's actually in loving memory of River Phoenix?
Yeah. No, and I was looking things up about it while it was on because I was trying to find a third screen to watch.
Ash, where do you sit? Like we've got two extremes at the moment.
See, I'm more on the side of I enjoyed it, but I've been watching Interview with a Vampire, the TV show, which is a lot gayer. It's a lot because they've got more time to flesh out the actual story. So having watched 2 seasons of this film, obviously a lot of the story is more fleshed out. So it's Lestat and Thingy are a lot gayer. Louis, that's it. But it's got Grey Worm from Game of Thrones is Louis in the TV show. So it's quite enjoyable. No, I enjoyed it. I disagree with Stu that Brad Pitt was any good. I thought he was dull as dishwater. But I also disagree with Ed because I thought Tom Cruise was fucking great in this. I had a great time watching Tom Cruise. I thought this was the most charismatic he's been in a long time in a fanatic kind of way. Like I felt like he was enjoying himself here. I thought he was having a good old gay time with this.
I think I'm in agreement with you. There's things I like about it, and there's probably a bit more that I dislike. But I'm sort of somewhere in the middle. I thought Brad Pitt was awful, and I don't really have a problem with Brad Pitt. I generally think he's quite good because he's effortlessly cool. But unfortunately, in this film, his character had so little to feed off of that he wasn't effortlessly cool. He was effortlessly bored throughout it, and I thought he was terrible because of it. Yeah. Tom Cruise, we know Tom likes to sink his teeth into these things, and he did, and he was fucking electric through this movie. I thought Tom Cruise was a lot more fun than I expected, and I thought Kirsten Dunst was... She wasn't the scene stealer because Tom Cruise was so big and bombastic, but I think she was probably the best thing about it. Like in actual terms of just pure goodness, I thought Kirsten Dunst was fantastic in this. I kind of liked their little crazy, toxic nuclear family that they had. And I think once that part ended and once they left New Orleans, it died a death a little bit at that point. For the first half of the film, I was kind of, not captivated, but I was interested. And then once they got to Paris, into Europe, it just lost any fucking steam that it had at that point. It's like the engine fell out of the car. It just didn't work from then because it repeated the story again to the point that they even burned the fucking house down for a second time. I thought the second half of the film was quite bad. And I thought the ending with the reporter back in the modern day, I thought that was a bit shit as well. I don't like how much it relied on voiceover. I didn't need it. I thought Brad Pitt constantly fucking droning on through the film, talking about, I was really sad that I killed that boy. I'm like, oh, no shit, Sherlock. We saw you fucking crying. Show, don't tell. You don't need to tell us these things. We're not idiots. And the fact that it was nearly 2 hours, 20 minutes, it was just too long.
God.
It was far too long. But like I said, there were some bits that I enjoyed. The visual of the theatre of the vampire, I thought that was great. Unfortunately, it's in the middle of the film where it's just sagging so much that the rest of it's almost unwatchable around it. But visually, I thought that was great. But yeah, there's a few bits that I didn't like. What else have I got on my list?
Did I see a rogue trigger in there as well?
Yep.
That
was the only bit that made me look up. Was Roger Lloyd Pack was the piano teacher?
Piano man, yeah.
I never noticed that. That's incredible. I think Stu was right when he said like there was a period of time around when vampires were sort of hot, because you had Bram Stoker's Dracula, you had Dusk Till Dawn, you had quite a few, didn't you, that were all around that.
And then it kind of moved
mid
on to Buffy
late
and stuff,
90s.
didn't it?
Yeah, it did. And I think this was, I don't know if this was the start of it, but it felt like this was quite a momentous movie. I remember watching it quite a few times back in the 90s and early noughties. I remember quite enjoying it, but now watching it with 2026 eyes, once is enough. I think like I don't want to revisit this movie at all.
I think it's really interesting what Ashley just said about the fact that you can get into the story because it's obviously based on a book. I didn't feel like you got enough of the characters in, despite the fact that it felt 7 hours long. I don't think you got enough about why Tom Cruise's vampire was like basically the devil. I don't think you get quite enough of the turmoil in Brad Pitt's Louis. I just felt like none of the characters other than Kirsten Dunst is actually like developed, and I think that's probably why I really struggled with it, because it just felt like I didn't quite know why Brad Pitt was so pissed off all the time and moody, and I didn't quite get why Tom Cruise was quite so ruthless and psychopathic, and I couldn't buy into it, and because of that I tuned out. I really struggled with this film. So I just felt like nothing happened. It felt like an episode of Downton but with vampires. I like Downton, but I like the fact Downton nothing really happens in it. I don't expect that from a vampire movie.
I'd say give the TV show a go.
Yeah,
because I quite enjoyed that. But then I obviously went into this film because I'd never seen the film, or I had seen it a long time ago, not enough to remember everything. But it just fleshes the characters out a bit.
Yeah, I think that's what it needs.
Is the TV show framed the same? So it is an interview with the vampire.
Yes. So yeah, they've got Malloy is interviewing Louis. And then basically go back and forth and stuff like that. But it just gives you more time to get into it. Say the first season is the first half of the film. Second season is once they get to Paris, and obviously they get a full season out of that. But it tells you more of why everything happens.
Interesting. Like I wasn't even aware that it was a book until I was doing the researchy part of this podcast. Like I didn't know that. I thought it was an original idea. So I'm a bit surprised at that. Because like you say, when something's based on a book, you expect it to have a little bit more depth than what this film gave us ultimately.
We have got a new TV. We've got the season 3 is coming out soon. Basically, it's more basically the Queen of the Damned. Because that's the follow-on, isn't it? The Elia film, is that what she's called? Is that what she was called? Is that what her name was?
Aaliyah. Is that the one who died did she die in a plane crash?
Something like that. This was the film.
That's the follow-on to this, is it?
Yeah. The film is about Lestat. Queen of the Damned is about Lestat. He becomes a rock star. But they didn't get Cruise back for it.
I did not know that. Vincent Perez, wasn't he the Crow in the second Crow? Is that Vincent? Yeah, City of Angels. Shite film that was.
Oh, this is Queen of the Damned's a dreadful movie.
Oh, 17% positive reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. So I'm guessing it wasn't well received. I vaguely remember it, but I don't know if it's just because I remember her dying all around that time.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was slightly after, but strange. So the rundown of the cruise of it all. Does he run? He doesn't run in this film, but he does have vampire speed. So we do see him sort of flitting around, but no actual, pegging it down the road. I didn't notice any shirt-off moments. If anything, he's wearing layers throughout most of this film.
And
There's a lot of ruffs.
Yeah, definitely. Similarly for sunglasses, because we only see him at night, so I suppose he doesn't really need the sunglasses, does he? Explosions. When the vampires are killed, they don't turn to dust, they combust, which I thought was quite a nice little touch. And the fire at the New Orleans house I thought was quite impressively done. Cruz doing Cruz things. So he moved to Paris, spent days studying 18th century French lifestyles, art and mannerism. He lost 12 pounds to look more emaciated. Because the makeup was translucent, they were supposed to look cold and dead, obviously, but with their veins popping out, the makeup artist would make Cruz and all of the vampires, they'd strap them and invert them so they were hanging upside down, so that the blood would rush to their heads, and then the makeup crew would draw where their veins would be bulging to try and make them look a bit... Because obviously once it's back to normal, you wouldn't see it, but that's where the veins would be. So half an hour every day to get their veins bulging just for the makeup. Yeah. The no eyes piano scene. So obviously he's obsessed with small physical details, as we know. So for this one scene, Lestat has to play the piano in the dark whilst covered in swamp mud. Cruz refused to fake it. He spent weeks practicing the piece until he could play it flawlessly without looking at the keys, so that he could keep his creepy vampire eyes locked entirely on the camera. A madman. And this is the first time I think that his diminutive size comes into things. So like he's 5'7", but the character of Lestat is written as towering, physically imposing predator. So for a lot of scenes, Brad Pitt, I think he's like 5'11", like a lot of the cast are, 5'10", 5'11", around that. So he had to stand on apple crates, wear custom boots with Cuban heels, and use raised walkways. So it's like the first time that I've knowingly seen something where he's had to he's being a little short man, basically.
The old phone book.
Yeah. So his life and thoughts on the film. Cruz spoke about how Anne Rice, who is the author of the book, she trashed his casting at the time, and he said that her venom hurt. She had come out saying that she hated his casting. She saw the film before the film was released and then took 2 pages out of the New York Times to publicly apologise to Cruz, to say actually it was perfect casting. She also sent him a letter, and he was incredibly gracious about it, saying that it was a classy thing to do and it takes a big person to admit when they're wrong. I thought that was quite interesting, because we don't often, especially negatively, I don't think I can recall an author ever saying, I don't like that person being cast in my film. But she was quite vociferous about her negativity towards Tom Cruise. Pete has said that him and Cruise were north and south, just totally different people, which I think we spoke about it briefly after watching F1, Stu. Like I said earlier, Brad Pitt is effortless whenever he's on screen, and Tom Cruise is anything but effortless. Like, he's the most effortful whenever he's on screen. Everything he does is 110%. Whereas Pitt just sort of saunters around. So I can see why they would sort of clash. But because both of them sort of wanted to be the big dog, it sort of got in the way of them ever really having a real relationship or conversation. But Cruise has been a little bit more fond towards Brad Pitt, saying that the night shoots were quite tough, and in order for them to get through it together, they used to go go-kart racing, which must have been quite an amusing sight to see. Neil Jordan, who's the director, he wrote in his memoir, I've always thought that he's a great actor, but his life is also not unlike that of a vampire. Famous people don't want to go out into unmediated spaces. They have to control who they meet and how they meet them. They have to control their image. It's almost like they live in a spectral kind of world. Just as an analogy, that made sense to me. Jordan's also spoke about the differences between the leads and how Cruise took the backlash to spur him on, whereas Brad Pitt took the difficult times and horrible shoots, and it just let that wear him down. Kirsten Dunst has spoken quite nicely about everyone, though. She said that she basically had 2 big brothers on set. They both bought her Christmas gifts, candy and toys to keep her spirits up. I think it must have been quite difficult, because obviously 95% of this film, maybe even 100% of this film, is shot in the dark. So pretty much all of it is at night time. It's going to be done in rooms with no natural light. So I think it was a difficult shoot for all involved, from what I can tell. Scientology Watch this week. So obviously we're going back to 1994. Now we know Scientology has a lot of secrets, and their biggest secret is about OT3. This is the story that people spend hundreds of thousands, if not millions, to find out the story of Xenu. That's what OT3 is. That's the story you find out at that level of delusion. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. So obviously that was the story, and around 1994 was the very, very early days of the internet, like proper early days of the internet. And because all of this stuff, it's basically sci-fi. Like L. Ron Hubbard was a sci-fi writer. This is just a continuation of his sci-fi bollocks. So people on a message board, a Usenet group called Alt Religion Scientology. I've checked, it's not live still. There is a Wikipedia page on it though. They would share some of the stories about Scientology on it. It included some ex-members and some like free speech activists, and they got their hands on these OT3 secrets. So suddenly the space alien secret that cost a fortune to learn about was free for everybody to learn about. Inside the Scientology headquarters, sirens were going off, basically. This wasn't just a leak to them. This was a spiritual eco-terrorism. As I've mentioned before, they genuinely think if you're not OT3, you will get pneumonia and die if you find out about Xenu. So like, they were genuinely thinking that the world's going to go to shit.
That's Old Testament shit, isn't it? That?
Yeah, it is a bit. So obviously, we know that Scientology are highly litigious. So how did they respond to this? It wasn't just an email. They went full Mission Impossible on this. The church weaponized trade secret laws and copyright infringements to convince federal judges to grant them civil search warrants. The internet met the real world when this happened. So Arnaldo Lerma, he's an early tech enthusiast, sat at home in his suburban Virginia home, probably drinking a beer, and then all of a sudden, at your front door is breached. So they knock into his house. The police, federal marshals, accompanied by private armed investigators and Scientology officials. They raided his house. They spent hours inside. They ransacked each room, seized hard drives, floppy disks, and his computer. They did the same to another activist, Dennis Ehrlich in California, raiding his house, threatening him, deleting files off his hard drive in front of him. So they literally used this Usenet form like it was some kind of fucking drug cartel bust. And as ridiculous as that is, that all of this happened, that's really dark. Like, this is a massive, terrifying corporate entity that uses the legal system and hired muscle to physically intimidate private citizens in their own living rooms to protect sci-fi copyright. Absolutely mental. So Scientology's leadership understood a lot of things, but what they didn't understand is how the internet works. They stumbled into this, what is basically the world's first Streisand effect. By launching these armed raids and suing newspapers like the Washington Post for reporting it, they didn't bury the secrets. They put these secrets in a spotlight. So all of the newspapers who weren't sued by them would then talk about the raids and everything that happened. So in order to try to shut people down, they just made it more public and completely fucked themselves. Like, it just ended up being ridiculous. It did not work in their favour whatsoever. So that's this week's Scientology Watch. So the Big Three Awards Watch, cumulatively up to the firm, we've got 18 wins and 46 nominations for Cruise's films. We've got another 6 nominations and 2 wins to add here. At the Golden Globes, it was nominated for original score by Elliot Goldenthal, which actually I thought the score was really good in this. An actress in a supporting role for Kirsten Dunst. No arguments with that. It was nominated for costume design for Sandy Powell and makeup and Stan Winston. Got 2 wins for cinematography for Felipe Rousselos and production design for Dante Ferretti. And at the Oscars, it was nominated for art direction for Dante Ferretti and original score again for Elliot Goldenthal. At the Razzies, we've got a winner here. Tom Cruise's first win at the Razzies. Worst screen couple for him and Brad Pitt. They were tied with Sylvester Stallone and Sharon Stone from The Specialist, which, like, I sort of vaguely remember the name, but I can't quite remember what happens in that film. The critical response at the time, Janet Maslin, she raved about it. She loved how it treated the source material with dignity. His sumptuous film is as strange and mesmerising as it's imaginatively ghastly. Roger Ebert gave it 3 out of 4 stars. He pointed out that the biggest strength was that it didn't treat being a vampire like a fun superpower. It never makes vampirism look like anything but endless sadness, and that's a greatest strength. On a scene-by-scene basis, it's a skillful exercise in macabre imagination. Kenneth Turan from the LA Times said that Cruise is plainly miscast as Lestat, and Richard Corliss from Time magazine hated it. Without a human protagonist, there is no one to root for. The modern reassessment is that it's kind of been embraced for more than what it was back then. Peter Bradshaw from The Guardian said it's entirely outrageous horror comedy bromance. The histrionic energy and ambition, operatic pathos, and dapper jaunty offensiveness are undimmed. Audiences have embraced its theatrical camp, homoeroticism, and Cruise's unhinged performance. Budget and box office. Sorry?
It's Pride Month, yo.
Yes, very true. Yeah.
We're all allies.
That's right. The budget and box office, the budget was $60 million, which gives us a cumulative total so far of $432.8 million, and the box office return was $223.7 million.
Fucking hell.
That gives us a cumulative total of $2,460,600,000. Tom Cruise does not miss. It's that simple. This is at a time when the movie star was still a big thing that, like, I don't think films sell on who's in them as much anymore. But, like, Tom Cruise is the last of a dying breed. And I think this might be early Pitt as well. Like, he's on his ascendance, whereas Cruise is sort of hitting where he's going to be for the next 40-odd years at this point. So I think it works out pretty well for both of them. Ed, Cage or Cruise?
I think Nicolas Cage would have been better as any of the male characters that were in this. I just shook my head all the way through all those critics saying it was good. I don't know what Kool-Aid I'm not drinking, but I'm not on board. I think Nicolas Cage would have been better as Eva. I think he would have been much better as Louis. I think he would have been more tormented, and less handsome.
Yeah, I think I agree with you, actually. I thought Brad Pitt was really bad in this film. Like, I just felt like you could feel his disinterest.
Yeah.
And I think Cage would have been better. Cage could have done Lestat, because we know he's got the crazy in him. But part of me thinks because he's not that long ago done Kiss with a Vampire, Vampire's Kiss, even, that I don't know if they would have wanted him to have done another vampire crazy performance. And I'll get to why in a little bit on that one. Ash, Cage or Cruise?
I'm sticking with Cruise there, but I think Cage would have done a good Malloy better than Christian Slater.
He would have done that better too.
I think he could have done that quite well. Or Armand. Actually, coming to think of it, Armand could have been a fun old gay time. We haven't spoken about Banderas on this.
I was going to say it's Banderas, isn't it? I've read that apparently the Armand is supposed to be like a 14-year-old golden-haired child. Oh, obviously immortal child. So it seems a bit of an odd choice to have gone with someone like Banderas, who is mid-30s at this point.
And just basically putting on the Puss in Boots accent again.
Yeah.
Probably doesn't work in 1994, does it, to have a 14-year-old
Yeah, true.
homoerotic thing going on?
That's it. Unless you're in Michael Jackson's bedroom. Yep. Stu, Cage or Cruise?
It's ignorant. Very ignorant. Cruise, I think. We've seen Cage as a vampire more than enough times to know that he can't do what Cruise did in this. If he could have been anyone else, probably. But for this role in particular, no, Cruise.
I'm thinking about it. We're like a year off The Rock, aren't we? It was The Rock 95, 96. So, and Cruise was fucking hench at that point. Like, he was proper. He physically could have done it. The character, as he's supposed to be tall and physically imposing. I think he possibly could have at least looked the part at this point of his career. Stu, is Cruise the saviour of cinema or just another sinner?
I mean, obviously, you look at the box office. Saviour again. He was. I like this film better than everyone else, obviously. But I don't think anyone disagrees that he was not good in this. So yeah, Saviour again.
Ed, saviour or sinner?
Yeah, it's borderline saviour for me. I didn't think he was that great in it, but I also just thought his character wasn't developed enough rather than it being him. But other than Kirsten Dunst, he's the only other thing in this that's any good. So saviour.
Ash, saviour or sinner?
Oh, saviour! I had a good old time watching him. I thought he was superb in it.
Yeah, it's a saviour for me. Like you look at the box office, I think that his star power shines through in this movie, and I think once he's sort of written out of it for the next part of the movie, the film dies a death at that point. Like the only interesting part is when Cruise is on screen, so that's why he's the saviour.
Do you know what? That might be a fair point. I don't think I've given that any credence. Actually, the part that I really struggled with, he wasn't in it. So yeah, good point.
If you enjoyed Interview with a Vampire, you may also like. I'm going to go first because I did hint at it. Renfield, I think, would be a really good double header. And I think that's why Cruise is probably right for Lestat over Cage, because I don't think you'd then get Cage to do Dracula in Renfield, and I think you kind of see the little bits of not inspiration. Like I don't think he saw that film that I'm going to do that, but you can see the similarities, the big, silly, bombastic, borderline homoerotic nonsense that goes on in there, and I can see some parallels between the two. So that's why I think Renfield would make a good double header with this one. Stu?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was going to say as well. So, I mean, I haven't seen Twilight, but it seems very gay as well. And so I'll say Twilight because it seems like it, and that's enough.
Isn't the whole point of it that it isn't, though? Isn't it a love triangle between two?
That's what they want you to believe.
Oh, right, okay. It's Jacob and Edward. So
I've no idea.
That's all I know of it.
I have seen them, and it's not gay. It's the opposite. It's celibacy. Like it's fucking right wing talking points. Give your daughter a promise ring so she doesn't fuck her boyfriend. It's weird and like ultra Christian nonsense. It's fucking dog shit.
It's Pride Month, yeah.
Yeah. Ash, what would you recommend?
You could go anywhere with this one. I had a good fun thinking about this one. I've already mentioned Fright Night. Fright Night is campers, all balls. You could happily go for camp for vampireness there. What We Do in the Shadows. We've already mentioned Jermaine Clement. Like, that's campers balls. You could even go for the TV show and just enjoy a bit of Matt Berry.
Yeah.
I need to watch more of the TV show. I've seen a couple of episodes.
It's well worth it.
I did enjoy it. Yeah,
it's well worth it.
I also, if you want to go a bit dark, go with Lost Boys as well. Enjoyed that.
Good show.
And then you could easily. It's an excuse to go watch Sinners again.
Fuck, I forgot about Sinners. Like that should surely be the answer. Yeah. Ed, what would you recommend?
Yeah, so I had Sinners and Lost Boys down. But if you want to watch Brad Pitt be good in something, watch Seven rather than watch this. And if you want to watch Kirsten Dunst being brilliant still, just go and watch Jumanji, which came out in the next year. The next film she did was Jumanji after this.
Wow. I love Kirsten Dunst.
Oh yeah, me too.
I genuinely love Kirsten Dunst. She's one of those actors I'm just like, I'll give it anything you're in a chance. Bring It On is a fucking masterpiece. Yeah, I think it's wonderful.
And she's the best Mary Jane too.
I was about to say that.
Yeah, hands down. Excellent.
Remember that thing about 10 years ago? There was a hashtag Smash the Dunst.
No.
It was an actual thing. It was it might have been after the Spider-Man stuff, and she'd been away for a while, and there was just pictures of her looking insanely hot for about a month. The hashtag Smash the Dunst.
I've googled it, and it's just bringing up like smash burgers. Okay, that's a brand new one on me, but zero arguments.
Yeah,
I
totally on board.
Completely agree.
Totally on board with it. It's a great idea.
Not a problem. Right, okay. So next week then. So we've got a choice now, lads. What do we do next week? So we'll do a top 5, but which one are we going to do? Are we going to do the Don't Watch Alone in the Dark, or are we going to do like the saddest moments?
I'm not
I'm
here,
voting
so-
for Don't Watch Alone in the Dark, so we'll do, a little bit more horrific. And then follow it up with the other one. Ed, which one would you vote for?
Well, I think to peek behind the curtain, I'm away for work next Thursday, so do the horror one because I'm not going to be here.
Okay. that makes sense, and that's absolutely fine. You two okay with that one, Stu, Ash?
Yeah.
To peek behind
So, yeah.
the curtain, I'm in Copenhagen next week, so
Okay, fine. Okay, that's fine. Maybe we have the week off. I don't know. We'll decide and come back and let you know anyway. The film.
You know what we could do? We could talk about
Yeah.
Masters of the Universe because these fuckers ain't going to watch it anyway. We'll
True.
talk about that next week.
True.
No.
I've got punishment for
He-Man's
them,
another thing
so
that
it's fine.
passed me by.
Terrible.
Just never.
what is a
watched.
She-Ra?
I still wasn't given an
What is
answer
it?
to that, Ash.
No.
I don't know. I also asked in the other group chat today what an angry ginger's, so I'm behind on
That's
things
you.
from.
That's you watching Interview with a Vampire.
I've got their punishment lined up already, Stu. So it's a 5-week month, so we've got 4 episodes lined up. The 5th week, I'm going to make them two watch The Room, I think.
Yes.
I think that's the plan. Yeah.
Deal.
Oh, both of them or just The Room?
I mean, if they want to watch The Disaster Artist, which I watched this weekend, and is still a wonderful, wonderful film. And you definitely get a lot out of it, I think. But I'd happily leave that up for the gentlemen to decide whether or not they want more Tommy Wiseau in their life after that.
Hi, Mark.
Oh, next week's cruise film. It's a biggie. It's 1996's Mission Impossible.
The first one I own on Blu-ray.
Amazing.
I think it was the first Tom Cruise film I saw in the cinema.
It might have been mine as well, looking at these.
I just
'Cause
wouldn't have been old enough for the other ones.
Yeah.
That's just-
Like the
I've never
80s
seen it.
ones.
And Ash was probably like, 3 or something stupid. So.
96. I'd have been. I'd have been 6.
Fucking hell.
I was too busy watching Bean.
Good choice.
It's not a bad little run we've got coming up. Mission Impossible, Jerry Maguire. Eyes Wide Shut, I've never seen, but I've always wanted to. Same with Magnolia. And then we've got Mission Impossible, Vanilla Sky, Minority Report. And then
Right.
Austin Powers in Goldmember.
We're on a roll of Tom Cruise films that I've already seen.
There's some good shit in there. Like the ones I've seen, I really like. And the ones I haven't seen, I've always wanted to see and just not got round to yet. So that's a solid little run there. And then we get to 2003's The Last Samurai.
Yes!
Yeah.
I've never seen.
No, I'd like that.
And I remember it
it's
looking
good
a bit shonky, but I never bothered
It's
watching
great.
it.
It's great. You'll be fine.
Okay.
You'll be fine.
Fuck it. Billy Connolly's in it.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Excellent.
Ken Watanabe as well.
Yeah, I do like Ken Watanabe. So, yeah, we'll do some horror-y stuff. We'll watch Mission Impossible for next week. Lads, it's up to you whether or not you want to keep on going with it. And what we do, we will watch Fatia El Ghori. She's done her own short film, a comedy short film. It's available on the iPlayer. It's called Donkey. So we'll give that a watch, as the short one. I really liked Fatia El Ghori when she was on Taskmaster.
Yep.
So
She won
as
me
soon as I
over.
found out, she got a short film, I was like, oh, we're definitely watching that then. So that's the one we'll give a watch, and we'll do the Don't Watch Alone in the Dark top 5 next week.
The week
Right,
after, shall we do a Toy Story short? Seeing as that'll be about when Toy Story 5's out.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Let's.
There's enough to pick from.
Well,
Toy Story 5's already on it's in the calendar. Going to watch that.
When is that the end of the month? Is it, or is it next month? What's the
No,
do you know the
Start of
date?
July, isn't it?
19th. No, 19th of June.
June, is it? Okay.
Oh shit, that is soon then, isn't it? Christ.
Yeah.
So it's after next week's pod and then before, yeah. After next
cool.
week's recording either.
Lovely. Okay, so make sure you've got us on whatever podcast that you listen to us on, and if you could leave us a 5-star review, we would love you forever. If you need to get in contact, it's cagefightingpod@gmail.com on the emails, and it's @cagefightingpod absolutely everywhere else. So get in contact. For this week, Ed, would you like to say goodbye?
See you later. Don't watch this film.
Ash, would you like to say goodbye?
Don't be afraid. I'm going to give you the choice I never had.
And he never explains it.
Stu, would you like to say goodbye?
Yeah, I'm not quoting anything from this. So.
It's goodbye from me too. And remember, evil is a point of view. Gods kill indiscriminately, and so shall we.